All right, everybody, welcome to ARTiZM episode 23. Today we have an artist, an animator, and a music producer known as Oddboy. What's up, man?
Hello, thank you for having me. Bit tired, but
But it's all good. So I was cruising on your channel today, just doing a little bit of research, and I noticed you had like tons of Game Grumps remixes.
Yeah, that's a past that was an era. It was a phase.
Is that how you got started producing?
Yes and no. I've been producing for a while before that. I just never posted anywhere. But I think that was the first time I did something that went anywhere, got traffic, and I was like, I think I'm gonna milk this some more.
Yeah, I mean, shit, if it works, fucking do it. That's what they say, right? Double down on what's working.
It was fun. I did learn a lot about the software I was using making these, because I tried to make something different every time. So yeah, it was.
So what would you do? You would take the audio from a video and then just kind of mash it up?
Yeah, a lot of audio sampling and stuff, and trying to make music out of something not musical was the challenge.
And now, where would you say your music is?
Mostly original. A lot of the stuff, I don't really use my YouTube channel as much anymore, as soon as I do my SoundCloud or my Twitter, or anywhere else. But I'm still experimenting. I'm getting into film scoring, or I want to get into more orchestral stuff. Mostly electronic, more jazzy feeling stuff.
So you animate as well. Do you have a preference of which one you like to do more, or no?
Animation, definitely. I've been animating for about 7 years now. And I kind of picked up music while I was in band in the 6th grade, and I was like, this is fun too. I'll do this on the side. But animation is what I'm going to school for. It's what I kind of want to do for the rest of my life, and have music be a tool for my other stuff. Yeah.
So when you kind of see where your career is going, what would be optimal, career wise? What's the dream job?
I don't know. I really enjoy the idea of independent work. So to be able to band together with other people I know, and just do either freelance work or just independent films, just for the heck of it. I don't know. I enjoy animating more so than just the idea of just getting a job. I'm already living the dream, more or less.
Yeah, and that's awesome. I was thinking about the other day. I was like, I write sketches, and I was like, I'm in a place where I can just kind of write. And right now I'm animating the sketches because there's nobody to do it for me. But still, I get to see what I write come to life, and that's so cool. And I'm like, wow, I'm blessed. I need to recognize that more often.
Yeah, to be able to, you have the ability to just create what you want. Go beyond just a funny idea. If you really wanted to, you could just sit down and make it. And that's the greatest thing about art, is to just, and being in a place with your art where you're comfortable and able to just make something that would make you laugh yourself.
Oh man, it's the best feeling. Mm-hmm. It's funny for me. I don't know about you, but I do comedy sketches. So it's weird. You don't often laugh at watching your own shit back, because you know every joke, right? If I'm with somebody and they're watching it, I might laugh along. But other than that, I'll laugh when I'm writing. I might get a chuckle, but It's a funny thing. I like writing is so weird.
And I don't really write as much. Like a lot of the stuff that I do is like, I mean, doesn't really involve dialogue or anything that you would write down. Like I really like visually driven humor. Where was I going with this? Yeah,
You don't usually write? Yeah.
It's like what I'm going like. I have a couple of films that I want to make. One of them, especially for my senior thesis, which won't happen in a couple of years. There's no dialogue at all, and so I'm just really excited to just see where I can go without dialogue.
Yeah.
Because and that's one thing I learned in school. Like we were like talking about this a lot. Is that dialogue is, especially in animation, you want to do as much as you can to like, you know, make a successful story with as little dialogue as possible. Like dialogue should be, and I'm speaking like this is just like coming from.
No, I understand.
I guess like strictly animators' point, like perspective. If you can make a point using only pantomime or only acting, only visuals, then there's no need for dialogue really, because dialogue could take away from it.
Yeah.
So
when I was in school for film production, like in the first intro class, they were just telling us like, if a movie is like really, really fucking good, you should be able to watch it with the sound off. Now,
yes,
you know, I do agree with that. And I love that sentiment because, you know, very visually aesthetic movies are fantastic. But also as a writer, like writing is like my shit. Like I come over good dialogue, you know, like it's the greatest thing. And to me, it's one of the most compelling aspects. So it's like, I'm not going to say like, for me, it's like, okay, the script should be able to hold its own and the visuals are kind of secondary. So it's really like what's your strength and where are you coming at it from, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like if you're a strong writer, then that's amazing because there's not a lot of good writing. So yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. Like, and you don't have to have either one or the other. Like if you have really good writing and really good visuals, really good like storytelling overall, then you've made it.
Yeah, that's just 100%. I was watching Seth MacFarlane. I was like, he's like one of my, you know, favorite writers ever. He's just hilarious in my opinion. And I was like looking at old interviews of his. And I mean, shit, I didn't even realize Seth MacFarlane was like the youngest guy to ever pilot his own TV show for a network. And I watched this little college film he had called The Life of Larry. And it's basically what Family Guy was based off of. And this is when the dude was like 20. And like he was making jokes, the classic Family Guy jokes, like that, like he literally reused some of them. And it's just fucking hilarious. And it's like, this dude is, I don't know, he was an animator. Like that's so cool to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I personally, I'm not too into Seth MacFarlane. I've seen a few episodes of Family Guy. I just looked up Life of Larry, and I've seen a clip from it, and I do know what you're talking about. Yeah, just right. Yeah, the super snappy back and forth dialogue is great, and it's something that I'd like to have, just be able to write good dialogue, but I don't know. I'll leave that to writers.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, for you, because I was talking to this kid who I had on 2 podcasts ago, Jax, and he's very like visual. Like he kind of has the more cinematography-wise aspect of it, where he's like very into the composition and the frame. While a lot of animators are into like the technical movement of the character, which are, you know, it's 2 very different things. So where do you think your strengths lie in animating? It could be all of them,
definitely.
you know.
Like I enjoy. I really enjoy the technical part of it. So like that's the whole reason why I animate, is just because with the few, like, it's just a satisfaction of creating really nice motion with like a few drawings, and yeah, I don't know. I like the technical side of it. It's like, that's why I enjoy like freelance work, because if you were to give me a prompt or something, like you got that part covered. Just give me the visual parts, because I just really enjoy like you said, the cinematography and the composition, all that, and like, even past that, like, I wouldn't even say it's cinematography as much as just raw animation in itself.
Yeah, the actual like technical movements.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Scramble, I watched it back a couple times, and I noticed how like clean that crush was, and I was just like,
yeah, and that was an assignment that I did. Basically, we were given a sheet of paper with only these like really specific shapes, and we were only allowed to use those shapes and nothing else.
oh wow,
So I just had to work with what I had, and that was really satisfying, because that was the first assignment where the teacher told us we were allowed to use any medium as long as we knew what we were doing. Because first semester we were only allowed to use pencil and paper, because
shit.
yeah, we had to learn the basics and like of like traditional animation. Because with pencil and paper, there's no software interface that you have to learn. You just get a stack of paper and you start drawing.
Yeah.
So, but coming in, I already knew how to use Flash. I had 5 years of experience. So
Yeah.
I told teacher, like, can I use Flash? And like, he's like, if you know what you're doing. And I'm like, okay.
It's just like, I'll show you.
Yeah. So that was a really fun project, and it didn't take me too long to make. We're only given a week to work on each assignment. Lately, it's been longer because our semesters are getting more and more complex.
Yeah.
And next week we'll be doing our final. So I will be, like, in the next few weeks, I will have something out that's, I guess, bigger than a lot of the stuff I've been putting out.
Cool. Is the final like full creative control, or do you have a prompt?
Basically, yeah, full creative control. Completely. And the idea, like, the intention for this year was to have an idea in mind as we're going through the assignments, because the only like requirement that we have for this assignment is to have pieces of animation that we've already done in the previous weeks.
Yeah.
So like, teacher would suggest, like, if you're going to do a walk cycle, while we're doing the walk cycles, keep in mind of your final film, is there going to be a walk cycle in your film? All right, then make your character do that walk. So I basically finished the whole storyboard, an animatic of my final film. It's just a matter of animating it, which is my favorite part.
Yeah, that's cool that it's your favorite part, because like whenever somebody says that, I'm like, you must be fucking crazy, because that is my least favorite part. I'm just like, shit, I have to sit here. The only like my least favorite part is the lip syncing, because I can't listen to anything else.
Really? Oh my! I am the only person that I know that enjoy, and someone please speak up if like they enjoy it. I enjoy lip syncing. Like, I don't know. There's something really satisfying in it. Every time I mention it, it's like, oh, it's my least favorite part. It's like, dude, it's like it's what puts everything together.
Yeah, no, it's definitely satisfying because you get to see the progress. But like when I'm in there, I'm just getting it done. There's like no joy. Like for me, my favorite part of the whole process is coming up with the ideas, because that's just like, oh my god, us. It's just me like jerking myself off, like, oh, you're hilarious.
I feel like that would be anybody's idea, because you're already picturing it being done.
Yeah.
So I think like and this is something that I've heard. I forget where I hear it. It was from a different podcast, but he kind of refuses to talk about what he's going to make, because the more you talk about it, the more you kind of convince yourself, your brain, that it's already done, and it's going
like
to
a proven
kind of
psychological thing. Yeah.
And it sucks like the motivation out of you. Yeah. And that's happened to me before. I've had ideas for like huge projects, and they have yet to be done because they're so big, and I'm going to bed imagining this being like a full-fledged animated like fantasy adventure, and it's like, this is going to be the best thing ever. This is the best thing ever. 5 years later, it's still in your shelf, collecting dust. And
what they say you should do is visualize the process of doing it. They say that's
definitely
more helpful.
Yes.
Because I mean, it's a psychological thing. You get joy from telling somebody the idea, because if they laugh at the idea or something, that's feedback, and that's what we want ultimately from our work, right? So yeah, for me, like writing, it's not just the original idea moment. It's like once I put the idea onto paper and like start getting technical with the script and come up with more jokes to frame those jokes, like that part is still really fun to me. Like when I get like a kind of ambiguous joke, like I had a joke about food, and I got to put that in like the frame of something more like relatable and marketable. And that was super cool. I was just like, oh, wow, like this one joke got turned into this whole like meme, and it was pretty funny.
Food jokes are good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, damn. Like you have bears and bears too. I even noticed in your early animations, like the sound design was like you were trying, which is a lot more than I could say for a lot of early animators.
What are you referring to?
Oh shit! He's like, there's like footsteps. He grabs the House of Cards. That's what it was. Yeah.
Oh, that is freaking old. Oh my goodness. Okay, so House of Cards was probably the first completed animation I've done ever. I've been like, I was in this like state in my animation where like I knew how to animate, but I didn't know how to draw. So it was made when I was at a summer camp in Canada. Calgary, Alberta, and there was a small little independent like animation studio that had this workshop, and I was really excited because I wanted to go to like a summer camp that did animation, and I couldn't really think of anything. And then my mom's like, "Oh, there's a cheap one in Canada." I was like, "All right, let's do that one." There are only 5 people there.
That's dope.
What? And it was just this really awkward, silent workspace. Because like nobody knew each other, and everyone was kind of just behind a computer, like drawing their own thing, and like I didn't know what to do. We learned how to animate in After Effects, and we learned how to animate in Photoshop, but I knew how to animate in Flash, and I wanted to make something in Flash, and I thought we were going to be making films and stuff. Granted, it's how long was that? Like I want to say 2 weeks. It was a 2-week long workshop, and it like you can't really create a whole film in a week. The first week we were just learning about software and stuff, and then like the second week, it was 1 week.
Damn.
So I made that film in 2 days.
Shit.
And the teacher was kind of like trying to reel me in with like the rest of the group, because we weren't focusing on films or anything. We were just focusing on like how to animate your name in Photoshop so it looks like it's like boiling or something. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make a film. So I like talked to him and convinced him to let me make a film, and he was all for it. Like, he really liked my enthusiasm and stuff. And like the last day, he like walked me personally to get a slice of pizza to talk about animation. And
nice.
Yeah, but like that, I hate it. I hate this film.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I made it, because I think that cemented my like desire to animate. I'm looking at my.
So like, I remember when I made my first film final for when I was in college, and I think getting the positive reaction, like having people kind of acknowledge me, that was like, okay, wow, I'm like meant to do this. It's like you said, it like cemented it in my head, because before then I just made stuff, showed it to nobody, it was just like nothing, But when you have somebody older than you, like a teacher or something like that, kind of, push you a little bit, be like, hey, you got something. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's and I've been animating a lot before that. I think that was the first time I've animated something that required drawing, because I did a lot of sprite stuff before that.
What is that?
Oh, I have all the videos. I have all the videos. Whatchamacallit, privated. Because I don't know. I was trying to clean up my channel a bit, but it's sprite, like video game sprites. I would just like get, and this is like how I learned how to use use Flash. So I would get like sprites that were already made from like different video games, and I'd just animate them doing whatever. And like there's a whole community centered around that, and like that was just like the thing I did. And I guess I don't want to say I mastered it, but I've mastered the interface of Flash through this process, and like it's pretty satisfying. But like I'm kind of over it now, and I've been doing drawn stuff.
Yeah. No, that's cool, because I kind of went down the same road with After Effects. I was editing Call of Duty since I was like 14, and by 14, 15, I knew how to use After Effects pretty well. And now, like, I use After Effects to edit music videos. So it's like, yeah. So you produce a lot of awesome, in my opinion, like bouncy electronic music. Have you ever thought about like doing an animated music video?
Ooh, I don't. I love music. I love animation. For some reason, I've never thought to make an animated music video for myself. For one, that would take a very long time.
Without a doubt.
And like I don't know. Music's always just been a thing that I would throw together and then like just put out there, and because I'm always excited to show people stuff that I've made.
Yeah. So
to like take a week or less to just make a song that I'm really proud of, then have to wait like half a year to finish a music video for it.
Yeah.
It's like it would kill me, but I would love to at some point animate a music video, especially after seeing Spiro Sausage's animation.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Where he made like an animation over Wave Race, who's one of my biggest inspirations for music, by the way. Like that was like that blew my mind. Just
bro, that music video is so sick.
And he animated because he just wanted to, and that's I admire that. He's like a really amazing animator, and he just does it for the heck of it. And I feel like he's really like that animation's really, really boosted him up, or like kind of dug him up a little bit, because he's been a while for like a long time, and I feel like he's been seen as just like you know, he animates on the internet, but he hasn't made anything in a while. But then he like comes out with that, and I'm like, he's still got it.
Yeah, and it's not only that. It's like he's still striving to improve. He still has passion behind his work. That is amazing.
And he's a great music producer. I don't care what you say, Speedo. It's
yeah, right. Yeah. So, when did you initially come to Newgrounds, and did you start on Newgrounds or on YouTube?
I don't. I'm waiting. I'm not active on Newgrounds. I'm scared of Newgrounds. I used to post there back when I was like doing sprites and stuff, and I was young and naive and didn't know that my stuff was crap. So I've gotten a lot of criticism.
Yeah.
And that was just something I was familiar with. I was like this. I was just a seventh, 8th grader. I didn't know, and that kind of scared me away from Newgrounds for a while. But I've been talking to, like, I've befriended a lot of people that are active in that community, and, you know, they're really, you know, they hold this community really dear to them, and I'd really like to, you know, submit something. I just never thought, nothing I've made has been really worth putting up there on Newgrounds yet.
Yeah.
I always say don't wait, but like, I don't know, for Newgrounds there's time and a place.
Yeah, it's like, don't wait to create, but it's like you don't have to put certain things in certain places.
Mm-hmm. Like for like my senior film that I want to make, and you see my alien character everywhere, Laya, that's basically going to be my quote unquote magnum opus. And I mean, I'm going to talk about it because, like, for one, it's going to be a school assignment, so I kind of have to do it for a grade. It needs to get done, yeah. But I'm like super excited to make it, and like I've been talking to my teacher a lot about like my plans for the future, and he told me not to wait till like my senior year to make it. So I've been designing characters and like creating concept for all of this. This year, I'm gonna like solidify stuff, you know, storyboard next year, and then spend the rest of like senior year just making it.
Wait,
so my favorite part of animation, you know, doing the animation.
Yeah. Are you a junior?
I am a sophomore.
Oh, shit. You got a fucking time and a half, bro.
Yeah, this is technically my first year in animation. Last year was a lot of foundational art stuff, which was pretty crazy.
Crazy in what sense?
I almost wanted to quit.
That's exactly how I felt. Oh my god, they make us take studies classes in film production. That's why I was not fucking with it.
Mm-hmm. Like, you know, the school I go to it's a proper art school. It's not like a trade school or a film school or they have painting, they have ceramics, they have fibers, they have like an animation is just one of those things. And like, I hear a lot that the animation department's not really, you know, people don't really regard animation as highly as like sculpting or anything. So we're just kind of in our own little circle, doing our own thing. But Foundations was like a fish out of water thing, because in Foundations, you're touching everything but animation. Wow. So I had a creature teacher. She was a creature. I mean, I appreciate her, but she was crazy. She was like this this old hippie who was like really good at clay sculpting, and we started out the whole year, the whole half of the year was called Cardboard Hell, because we had to make cardboard sculptures out of cardboard that we weren't allowed to buy. Everything we made, we had to find. We had to go dumpster diving looking for good pieces of cardboard, and we had to make like well-crafted sculptures out of this cardboard, like cubes and hexa things, polygons and stuff. And we had to draw. After that, we had to like draw the polygons with charcoal. That's how we learned how to draw in 3-dimensional space. And then from there, we learned how to do negative and positive space. And then we took a week to do figure drawing. And it was just insane. We had to do an internal sculpture, internal self-portrait, which was like you're supposed to get your personality or your identity and make it into a sculpture. And that was like, I didn't know what I was doing. I just wanted to make cartoons.
Yeah,
and
right?
I'm like doing all this, and coming midterm teacher is like, you're not doing a good job, and I'm like, well, I'm trying, and she's like, you need to try harder, and I'm like, I like music too, and she's like, we'll focus on art, and I was just that kind of broke my heart.
Bitch. Should have just said that.
And I'm just like. Because while I'm in school, I'm also trying to like start a career.
Of course.
So at the time I was doing like music for freelance work and undercharging big time. But, I was commissioned to do a whole soundtrack, for a independent game. And I think it's out now. I don't remember what it. I didn't make it though. I didn't do it. But it was gonna pay me a lot, but I just couldn't do it because trying to juggle art and music was killing my grade, and because I'm paying money to go to school, I had to focus on that. So, right. But I'm out of that place, and I'm in a place where I want to be now, and everything's great.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, so do you get a lot of music commissions now?
Not at all. No, music's just a thing I'm doing on the side. So if anything, if I do music again, it's probably going to be like music commissions. It'll probably be more orchestral based, because that's less involved when it comes to sound design and all that. It's just a matter of composing.
Got it. So do you do animation commissions then?
I've done a few freelance, I've done a few cartoons that are freelance, but I didn't really put out because it was just really a really quick thing, and I don't even know if it's on the channel. I've done a couple of things for Smash Bits, and that's about it. But I'd like to do things. I'd like to do more like cartoons for other people. Yeah.
So when you say you're starting your career now, which is, amazing, fantastic, I encourage everybody in college to start doing that. What kind of steps are you taking?
Making things and I guess making connections.
That's key.
Just make stuff. I don't know. There's not really anything. I would say, don't wait. The more films you make, the more work you do, the more people will see and will want to buy. Yeah. So all I've been doing is animating, and over the summer I'm going to try to get more work, and that's also just taking the initiative because there is work out there. You just have to, take the time to make a good pitch, and you present yourself. Have a good work ethic. I can never say that, work ethic, and eventually, people will see it. I don't know, because there's the independent side, and then there's the career side, and I don't. Right now, I'm talking out of my butt because I still don't know. I have yet to get many results. I've gotten a couple. I got a couple of jobs, commissions, but I have yet to see results. But I'm an optimistic person, and I work a lot. So I just think eventually, the more I'm making, eventually something will happen.
Yeah, I also, most definitely will. If you're putting work into the universe is going to give you back something. But also at the same time, something that I kind of live by and need to remind myself of a ton is work smarter, don't necessarily work harder. So you can make a million films and then nobody sees them, and it's just like, oh shit. For you, this is not a problem because you have an audience. But like, for somebody like me, if I make a few cartoons, they could just go up on my channel and then they kind of go to waste if I don't market them or anything, right? And if I don't take the proper initiative, not only in the making of films, but also in the making of connections, like you said, and other things. So I always try to work smart as well.
And when it comes to connections, like I've been, like it's just really nice to have these people, like follow these people for so long, admire like all the work, and then look up and like realize that you're talking to these people. And it's like, these are just normal people that share similar interests. And it's always, and like, nothing's better than having friends that are as enthusiastic about art as you are. Oh, and man. that only motivates me to like do it more.
Yeah, that's what I've kind of, I never really got that in college. I was there for 3 semesters, I dropped out. But I never, like, in film school, there was nobody who was kind of as into it that was around me, because I just went to a normal college. I went to the University of Colorado. So it's like they had a film program. It wasn't like a film school. So it was like there were kids in the film program, and like the kids in because I only took the first 2 production classes before I dropped out, but the kids in those production classes, like they were supposed to be serious. Like they were the biggest joke. And it was just like, I was making weekly sketches on the side outside of class. Nobody else was fucking doing that. And I was like, why are people here? Like, don't you guys want to like get good at this shit? And given, I'm not going to act like I was the best filmmaker per se, because like, as far as what they were doing, it was like more high quality, like produced, ton of people on set type of shit. And I was never into that. So, but I think I was probably the most improved, just the sheer amount of content I put out. And I worked harder than everybody else. And it was just like, I don't know. College pissed me off.
That's the thing with college currently, is like, even though this is like a full-on art school and everyone here is like doing animation, like enthusiasm varies. Yeah. And like I've met, it's crazy. I've like one of my close friends at school. I've met him, and we happen to like know each other's work from the internet. So we've been working a lot on separate things. When I started doing animation, we did like a 24-hour animation competition, and with like 3 other people, got 4th place, which was like really awesome. We got some cool Ice Age stuff. But also like sketchbooks, and like, it was a really cool experience to just hang out with friends for 24 hours, no sleep, and make a good film.
That must have been fun
for 24 hours at least. Yeah.
I remember going on set with my friends, and I would tell them to do shit, and they would just be like, "No, I'm not doing that." I'm like, "You agreed to come on set with me. Just let me like pour some fake blood on you, dude." It was just like, nobody was as into it as I was. I'll put it that way. I'm not gonna act like I'm like the hardest worker. Like I can get pretty lazy at times. Not like lazy. I don't know. Like I work pretty hard. I have a pretty good work ethic. But like for myself, yeah. But that's one thing I love about the fact that I started this podcast and the Newgrounds community and like YouTube. There's a lot of really driven artists, and I mean, if you're on YouTube and Newgrounds, you're making art for really, in the beginning, for no return. And I think you have to be kind of driven just for the art to do that.
I always, whenever like topic of like, passion, all that comes up, I always bring up like, if someone were to put me in a box or in a cave with nothing but a sketchbook and the pencil, I'll still do it. Like it's, like I don't care if anyone really sees it. Bonus points if people like it, and I can pay bills with it, but like I really just enjoy art, and if you can like enjoy art without wanting something in return, it like the payment shouldn't be the reason you do art.
Yeah.
Like art should be the reason you do art, for lack of better words. And I mean, payment will follow.
Yep. I mean, shit, bro. Like, I write to get my head straight. Like, the other day I was like stressing, and I just like sat down and kind of just wrote for like 20, 30 minutes, just a quick session. And I came out and my thoughts were like clear. I was clear. And I was like, I need, like, I do this shit for my health. Like, yeah, man. Here, I'll send you this new logo I just got made, and it's cool. It's like breaking out of the box. I like it. But yeah, like it's this. Like what? Have you ever? Fuck, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But either way, like just being around people that are passionate, it's like never something that I fully experienced until very recently, and it drives the shit out of you.
Yes.
Like, there was one kid in my class who I kind of, like, he was kind of a douchebag, but, like, I kind of made him into my film enemy because he was really good. And, like, I would,
like your rival?
You know, if you have, yeah. He was, like, fucking the Sasuke to my Naruto. And I was just, like, the shit we made was so, like, different. But, like, I would just, like, see the responses from the class and hope that I did better. Because I was even thinking about this summer, I want to do, like, on YouTube, hopefully I will have a bigger following. You know, and I want to, like, do, like, an animation contest to kind of get people. And it was mostly for me. I was like, how can I get myself in, like, a really competitive edge so I can just, you know, do shit kind of really hard for, like, a week. And I was like, oh, let's do a contest. So I'm thinking about doing a contest this summer for, like, animators and stuff.
Like hosting one or participating in one?
Doing both. So so just kind of like putting everything up, and then I guess I would have people vote. It's like a very new idea, so I don't really know where I'm going with it.
Mm-hmm. Like the whole reanimated thing has been picking up a lot.
The whole what?
Reanimated collabs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I think, like, I don't know how recent that, like, thing is, because I know there was like a Dragon Ball one, and there was a Sailor Moon reanimated, and I knew nothing about it, and like that was like all before I was involved in, like, the internet. Like, I'm still kind of new to social media. Like, I'll talk to people and they'll mention artists, and I'm like, oh, who's that? Like, but
right.
Like, I like there's a I think it's still going on. There's a Mario reanimated collab where they reanimate the Super Mario Super Show, and that was my first time, like, and getting involved in the online community and, like, just making something that's finished. And, like, I'm still, like, I look at it now and I'm still happy with it.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I got like a 5-second clip, and it was really fun to animate. And then I participated in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Reanimated collab.
Oh wait, was that the one where Mario, like, dashed off, like, really quickly?
Yeah, Mario's, like, rolling up, like, his flattened brother, and then he runs off before he gets smashed.
Yeah, I saw that in your reel. You know what I also saw in your reel that I wanted to ask you about? You know that, like, flickery one where he's holding the match?
Yes.
Is that up?
It's I can release it. It's
okay.
Like, I mean, right now I guess I'm going to be more liberal with what I post on YouTube, just because I don't really care about what's being posted on YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was another school assignment, and basically we were the whole goal was to animate something that was animate something using the negative effect. So what all that was drawn in black charcoal on white paper, and then, like, I inverted it, and so all of it is, like, in the dark.
Shit.
And
I love that style. It's so cool.
Yeah, here's the full thing.
Awesome. Yeah.
But it's really short. It's like 18 seconds long.
Yeah. It's kind of fun. I don't know if you like this, but like when you get prompts and you're kind of forced in a box and you kind of have to creative your way out of it.
That's what I love. I love that.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. And the weird thing about, you know, working independently when you get out of school, it's like no one really does that for you. So you kind of have to do it to yourself, which is weird because you don't want to limit yourself, but you do have to kind of put yourself in your own boxes and then break them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm still trying to figure that out. My biggest struggle, because I say, you know, my favorite part of animation is the actual technical process of animation, which leaves me like the creative side of things that I need to like really pick up on, because like I have this, and my teachers talk to me about this because like I kind of see him as my mentor, because like he knows that I kind of have experience, and now he's just encouraging me to make stuff. Yeah. And he's saying like you can have all these tools and know how to use it, but what are you gonna do with it? Okay. And that's like my challenge for life, is to do something with like all the skill that I'm obsessing over, and I'm still trying to, because I love practicing, and like I'll do figure drawing all the time, but it's like, I mean, what are you gonna do with that? And I look forward, when I have time, I look forward to just making stuff, because right now I'm in school and I'm kind of limited with time to be able to do what I want. So
yeah, see, for me, it's like almost the other way around. It's like I love the pursuit of creativity. I've like honed in on it, and you know, I think that lies a lot in like self-development and meditation and stuff like that. Like being very receptive to the world for me is how I become very creative. So like chasing life experiences. But I feel like I don't write enough. Like I feel like I need to. That's what I've been doing lately. I've been like at least an hour a day, really trying to hone my craft, just as a writer. And it's weird. Like I don't know where the fuck to start, because it's like nobody really, like, I don't know. Like they kind of do teach you how to write in a sense, but it's like it's like, I don't know. It's like teaching somebody how to be abstract, you know? It's strange. I don't know. How do you improve? Because you said you struggle with the creative side. How do you kind of chase that?
Hanging around people who are.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I don't watch a lot of movies. I don't read a lot of books. Okay. Like, I don't know. I never really taken time to like read comic books that people keep recommending to me. It's like, so I have a really limited library of creativity to fall back on, but to be with people that have, you know, something. I'm that kind of person that bounces off of things. Like I really like I'm a reactionary person, I guess, if you can call it that. Someone will give me a character, and I will mess around with that character and, like, you know, make something funny out of that character. Like, I'm always at the lunch table laughing at like hypotheticals. Like I never saw myself as like a good comedic writer. Like I can't write jokes. But somehow I'm funny at school. Okay. Yeah. And like I don't really pay attention. And I try not to think too much about it, because once I start trying, that's when it stops.
Yep, that's kind of the key with comedy almost. It's like the paradox of don't try, like don't force, but you need to kind of chase what you want to do. So it's like it's very, like, I love that. It's so paradoxical. It's like the same with meditation. They're like, you need to let go of your quest for enlightenment to become enlightened, right? And you just kind of like, all right, fuck you guys.
If anything, when it comes to like comedy and stuff, I've really become like obsessed with like really old silent films like Charlie Chaplin and like Buster Keaton, just because and, like this was like a requirement for us as animators, is we had to learn about these old filmmakers, silent filmmakers, because they were like the masters of animation without animating or drawing, because they were great at physically acting, showing the audience what they're going to do, doing it, and show the audience what you've done. That's like kind of that's like the process for like a performance.
Yeah.
And with like people like Charlie Chaplin, who's even in like a time in film where audio is like available, he still chooses to like make silent films, because he's better at just like doing the funniest things with his body without saying anything. And that's what I'd like to do. That's what like I enjoy out of the films that I make and want to make, is just comedy, making comedy out of like, physical comedy, stunt humor, slapstick. And like that's my goal. Like I still have ideas that I want to go to, and
Exactly. Like for me, it's like I'm so the opposite. And what I love is that it's present everywhere. Like I love rap. I wanted to be a rapper when I was 16. Then I wanted to do stand up, and then I wanted to write books. And it's like what was ever present was like this love for like words and cleverness and like this kind of witty humor. And my friend did this kind of weird little reading on me. I don't believe it too much, but he said I was a responder, and I really like the way he put that, because I just you respond to not only what other people are saying to come up with ideas. Like maybe for you it's there, but I also I respond to what's in front of me. I respond to my thoughts to come up with ideas, which is weird because you always kind of own your thoughts. But I mean, where do thoughts come from? They don't come from you. They come from like nothing, right? They come from like the subconscious.
4 or 5 years ago, Jesus, is like 9th grade, freshman year of high school. I've had this idea with like a really close friend of mine, and it still might happen in the future. It's just really involved. But it was the last day of school, or close to the last day of school. Like one of our classes was basically done, so the teachers let us draw on the board. And my friend, he doesn't draw, but he writes. He made this scribble on the board, and he told me to like make a drawing out of it. And I made a wizard. And he was like a doofy looking like nerd wizard, and we were just walking around, like we were like just giving like this character like a personality and stuff, and laughing at like our own jokes. And then we like started like walking, we started pacing around the table, passing like a foam ball, like a Nerf ball around. And we were like going back and forth, giving each other like this is getting serious now, like we're creating some lore here. And like it's, and I haven't like talked about it before, because it was a thing, and then I put it on the back burner, but I still want to do it. But it turned into like this huge like series, and like I could show you art for it, because I have like a lot of like concept and stuff made by me and some friends. Right. But like over the years, we just started developing it more and more, and so once I'm ready, once I'm like at this like stable, position creatively and financially to like do this, like I'm ready, because I don't know.
I have something similar in the form of like a very long, like kind of, I think of it as like a TV series that I would eventually do if like I had the means and the credibility. So it's like the credibility for somebody to produce this, like, because I wouldn't be able to financially back it, I don't think. And, it's just like one of those things that I have in a Word document that I go back to and add to. Like right now, I would say it's probably only in the first like episode, 2 episodes maybe. conceptually, and like I have no idea where it's going, which is amazing. But other than that, it's like I don't have like I assume when you talk about this, it's kind of like do you have an ending to the story, or is it like something you're kind of world building?
It's completed writing. We spent all of high school writing and rewriting like it's like a full 10 episodes with like character arcs and everything.
Awesome.
Like it's just, but like what I didn't realize was how hard animation was, and
Right.
because at the time like I knew how to animate, and I was like the only artist in my school because I went to like a really small school, and they're just like, oh, you can just animate it, like let's just make an animation, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it, and I started so many times, and like only made like one or two shots, and realized like this is gonna take a long time, and I don't know if I have the time or skill at the moment to do this. So it's just been put on hold for so long, but it's completely written. I mean, I might have to like spiff up dialogue and stuff because, you know, I was a high schooler writing this, and
I mean, on
I've
top
kind
of that,
matured.
dialogue is fucking hard, you know.
Yeah, especially casual dialogue, because the whole concept of this is like it's like a video game. So like, and not like oh we're sucked into the video game world. This is virtual reality. Like these are just a couple of people playing like World of Warcraft or something, and they're talking about their day. So it's like I need to figure out how to make regular conversation that we would have every other day interesting.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, and I'll leave it at that. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I understand
until I get
psychology of it. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm excited to see your final film. I'm excited to see this in like a million years whenever it comes out.
By be a million years.
Yeah, so everybody go check out Oddboy on SoundCloud, on YouTube. Where's best to check you out? You tell them.
Twitter. I mean,
Twitter. Got it.
SoundCloud has all my music. Twitter is just all I really do is post art. YouTube is if I post a video, but I'm making art all the time. I'm making music a lot of the time, so you can just see me there. Twitter's just my hub, and then you can navigate from there.
Yeah. Okay. Last question, because we never really got into this.
Yeah.
Your little character, the one eyeball Leah, right?
Laya.
Laya.
Yeah.
Got it. So, what is it, and how long has it been a thing?
Funny story. For not too long. It's been around for about a summer. Like last summer is when I made it.
Okay.
And only because a friend of mine wanted to call me at like 3:00 in the morning. Like I got out of a group call. It was late. I just got through playing video games, and I'm tired. And like my friend hits me up, and because he joined the call as soon as everyone left, so I felt bad, and I'm like, I'll stay for another hour. And I've just been on autopilot and just doodling, and I made this alien, and I really liked it, so I kept drawing it more and more, and people seem to like it, and I kind of, I'm kind of, she's like my baby. So
yeah, it's always nice to have something like that.
Mm-hmm. So like the biggest thing I'll make is going to be with this character while I'm in school, and maybe beyond to figure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny when people say opus, because when I think opus, I think, the best thing you've ever done ever. Nothing afterwards will top it. So like that's why I don't like the word, because I know that you'll make this and make better shit.
Yeah, don't like I don't know what nobody knows what the future holds.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
It will definitely be the biggest thing I've made, and hopefully one of the best things I've made by far. And I hope to make better stuff from there.
Yeah, and at the same time, it's like I would hope that maybe not everything, because projects vary in size, but I would generally hope that each new thing is your new best thing, right? Or else it's just like
definitely I would like just better and better, and even small things, like if not better than the last thing, just
better in
small
one way,
things that are still
like
Yeah.
you know, better than the second to last better thing that I've made.
Exactly, and it's or like better in pacing, like than like it might not be this huge thing, but it's like better in this aspect. So yeah, everybody check out Oddboy on SoundCloud and Twitter, and we're wrapping it up. So peace, Oddboy. You got anything left to say?
Don't wait, do this thing, do it.
Some of the best advice I could give. All right, peace.
Yeah, thank you for having me.